think the biggest thing comes down to, again, one of the things that I guess it hasn't been really documented as much, but Google product managers do this really well, I think, is a lot of companies have started, using these OKRs, objectives and key results, and they're not doing it right. I've seen so many OKRs presented at different places, and it's just not right. And the reason is that a lot of product managers, that I've talked to, they don't go back. They don't go through the whole process. They're doing what's at the end of the funnel. So OKRs are at the end of the funnel. Before OKRs, it's about do we know what our mission is as a company and as a product? And in today's world, your mission can change even after a year. With all the changes that are happening, with all the especially as a startup, with all the changes happening with your respect to your competitive landscape and with other things that are affecting your product, you might have to slightly change and update that. So knowing what the mission is and what the strategic goals are for the company is required before you can define your OKRs. So like for the entire year, what we do is we revisit our mission statement. And we have a mission statement for our product. Even though we are a product-led company and we have a company-wide mission statement, we try to be a little bit more specific on a product level, and we define a mission statement, and we go back to that every year thinking about it. Does it still make sense? And then on a quarterly basis, we have strategic goals that essentially they're not even objectives. What we ask from the leadership team is that, what does the end of the quarter should look like? If you could define, right now we are in September, go to December 24th. What does that look like? What are the things that you want to see on that day? What are the things that you want us to have on that day? They can be ambitious, like, they are most of the times, but that gives you a sense of direction. This is where we need to go. This is what we need to do. And then bringing down to, objectives and key results that help you to execute on those strategic goals and the mission that you have. And what we've done with our backlog and prioritizing those is that every time we get a feedback, we essentially have a repository of all the feedback that we've received. They're all tagged based on the nature of the request and what areas of the product they're affecting. And what we do essentially, we rank them through. So we essentially rank them based on how much impact they have on our overall, on each of the objectives that we have for the quarter. And then again, back to the ICE model, we look at the impact that this feature has on that specific objective. We look at confidence. Do we have any data to back it up? And look at the level of effort. Are there any low-hanging fruits or small wins or quick wins that we can have and work on? And essentially set the complexity versus value chart of like what's the value, what's the complexity, and then being able to, and then we score those feature requests based on how well they align with what we want to do for the quarter. But then the beauty of the system is that if something that your customer asked for like a year ago might become relevant next quarter because that request aligns now with what you want to focus on as a company this quarter. So the beauty of that is it's a dynamic system. It's not static. It's not a set of items that you have just sitting in a backlog. Nothing is happening to them. It's a dynamic model that gets updated based on that ICE scoring. It will be at the bottom of the backlog. The beauty of this is we've built a dynamic model. So like if something, back to your point, is like a year old and is been scoring really low on all of our like metrics, it's just at the bottom. We don't typically even see it. We usually go down to 20. We look at things that are scored above 40 in our threshold that we've set, and we don't even look at those ones. So they're still there, but we never see them. Counterintuitive, but sometimes we've worked on things that have been 2 years old, something that some of your customers are visionaries, right? They're thinking about something that is not relevant right now, but 2 years later, everyone is asking for it. So having that kind of feedback, that data point, and being able to reach out. So like for a feature that we released, I think it was back in July. Yeah, July-ish, the end of July, I think. It was a feature, we had the first feature request 2 years ago. coming in for that. And we reached out to that customer because we could see in our repository that they asked for that feature and got a lot of valuable feedback from that customer. If we got rid of it, we would never know that they mentioned that, and they would never reach out to them to get more feedback.